Good morning. Morning.
I hope you had a good break. So we'll continue from where we left. So we were talking about LOSC and layout oriented storage control before we wind it up last week. So for our warehouse, uh, if you remember, I was telling you that we will create one storage type, that is 8010, so that always in the picking is done from whenever the putover is done, it will be always placed on this storage type, then it will go into this storage type. Similarly, picking will be done from 8014 and it will be done via this storage type, and then it will be going to packing or GI zone wherever it is. So this kind of layout constraint we have put in our layout. Okay. Now we are going to test this. So offline I had created the storage types just to save some time. Now we will create a layout oriented storage control setup, and then we will test it, okay, for a particular product. Okay. So as against POSC, LOSC is comparatively straightforward, where we don't have many tables. We just have one table through which we control the LOSC settings. Okay. So this is the table, okay, and you can see that there are many entries for WHET. There are entries for a table, which is 0080. We are not um, using that table. Okay, so we'll copy that and we'll say whenever the stock is going into 8001, let its source be anything. 8001, 8001. Okay, it should go via 801, 80I1. Okay, we'll create a bin name here. Same way we'll create a bin name here, and where I say whenever the stock is going in 80034, 80, sorry, whenever the stock going in 8, stock is being removed from 8004, go into 80P4. Sorry, destination is blank. Okay, it should go via 80P4. Okay, so what we can do is interim bin we can give it mandatory, or we give a process type which is generally used for LSC, which is 3030, and we can create bins in these two storage type and maintain it here. So the bin is give a name here. Mhm. This is also kind of staging. Okay, section I haven't created, should be okay. Then after we create bins, we always sort the bins. So we enter the storage type, get the bin sorted. I think this bin is staging, and this bin I think I just created with this name. So bins are, master data we can create the way we want. So just create it this way should be okay. So if you have a look here, there are more influencing parameters which we have discussed last week. Whether we want this POC to work only when partial product is being removed, or empty handling units are being removed, or complete stock pick is being done, or movement of handling units not empty, only handling units, right? Not for product. Then we can say that this is, can group the storage types, like we can group 4 or 5 storage types and create a group that we can give as a source group or a destination group. Okay, then we can also, give a HU type group. Let's say instead of, we saying only Euro pallet should be staged, only carton should be staged, so we can create a separate HU type group and, kind of group the storage types here. Okay, so we'll save it now and we'll quickly test it. So testing will be done. Let's say for inbound, what part we place in 8001, 8001, which is the product that we are storing in 8001. We'll create a inbound delivery for that. Okay, let's say we create a delivery for a slug. Let me create a purchase order first. Where is the vendor for slug? It's 34563. What is the pallet size? It's 50 pieces. So 2 pallets. We wait for this purchase order to be saved. So this is, this is not only required, or this process will not only work with, inbound. It can or outbound process. It can also work with internal process. We can do ad hoc movements where we'll see, the stock getting staged. So when we test it with inbound, we'll do a quick outbound process. Looks like Shreyas has some problem with internet. Um, Weber, can you check with him? It's okay for us to proceed. He can check the recording and let us know if any issues.
Yeah, yeah. He said that we can continue. I'll handle him the recording.
Okay, alright, thank you. So one process we do, like say for inbound we test it, and then instead of doing outbound we'll do ad hoc for our finished good storage type and see how things are moved. So I'm creating a delivery of 10 of 100 instead of 1000. Let me save this. So once we create delivery, it will be replicated into EWM, and then in EWM we'll see the stock creation, task creation via staging, and how layout oriented storage control controls, instead of stock going directly into the destination bin, it will go via the staging. Okay, so let's keep a close look at the tasks which are getting created. So I'm not going to do any yard activities, just skipping them for testing the task creation. So this is the delivery, and let us now go in the monitor. Okay, so after we do good receipt, we create a task. Okay, so for our testing purpose, automatic task creation we have deactivated, so it's not able to search again. Hmm. Okay, the problem is we didn't pack it in handling minutes, so okay, we should have some handling minutes. It has a handling minute. Check type is C1. Let me observe the packing here. So it is placed into wire basket, and then wire basket is placed into cartons. So we need to assign wire basket and cartons. Okay. So the stock is placed into wire basket and wire basket into cartons. So I think we need to assign some bin type config is missing, looks like. we need to allow C1 into the bins of 8001. So we go into cross process, we go to do receipt setting, strategy, storage bin determination. We need to say C1 should be allowed in 8001. In this one page is missing. Let me, instead of solving this, let me to unpack it and put it in a single level, because we do not want to go into strategies and sort those things. Just unpacking it, removing both the handling units from carton. Okay, the carton becomes empty now, and then I will delete the empty carton. Okay, so let me go to see this. So there was one handling unit of carton, and that we had two wire baskets. I have removed that carton and just, the reason is because in our storage type, I think config is missing to allow cartons. Still we are getting an error. No bin type found. And I think since storage type config has changed, let me quickly correct that. For 8001, issue type check is there. We will remove this for time being, and later on I will maintain the bin structure for this. One. No section search found. Let me deactivate section search also. No storage section search sequence found. So it is looking for storage section. It's already deactivated storage section check. No storage section check. Then okay, you can see no storage section sequence found for 80I1. So it's trying to create a task in 80I1. I need to say that do not check storage section. Okay, So I'll remove this. And then for the next one also we'll say do not check storage section because we haven't created any section. So you can see, the task from GR zone, it's going in 8001 bins, but I think when I save it, you can see instead of 2, 4 tasks are getting created. Okay, so both this handling unit are going to go to that particular destination bin, but they will go via 80180IL. So let us observe the tasks that have been created. Inbound document, inbound delivery. Okay. Just make a note on the task status here because this is different here in LOSC. So you can see, there are 4 tasks created. Okay, let us, because there are 2 HUs. For 2 HUs, first both the HUs will go to, the staging, and then both of them will later on go to the destination. So bin. So let's say for the first HU, it is going, let me scroll this to the left. See, for first HU, which is ending with 295, okay, so the HU is going into staging, and then it's going into 8001. So you can see the first status is open. Okay, so now you can only confirm this task. Okay, the second task, which is going from staging to the destination bin, it is in waiting status. You cannot confirm this. Okay, so until and unless you put it in staging, you're not going to put it in destination, right? So if you try to confirm the waiting on, it will give you error, it's inactive. So first, always you have to put it into the staging bin. So what we are doing is, we are moving the stock from here, GR zone, to this bin, and then we're going to move from here to here. So just make a note, I'm just going to confirm this. You will see the status changing for the next task. So first task is confirmed. The stock is now into staging bin. Okay. Okay. The next task has cancelled. I think because one config is wrong. It's gone wrong here. I have created 801. So when you are doing this, just make sure this config is not set, or maybe when you're doing this, just copy the bin storage type which I have created. So why we are saying put away, the other task has been cancelled, because once you put it into this bin, the put away got completed. Okay, we are saying the put away should not be completed. It should be only completed when the stock is going here. So this setting says that your put away gets completed whenever it is placed into this storage type. So the delivery will show as put away completed. So that's what I'm trying to remove, saying that don't make the put away marked as completed. Okay, so let us try now for another example that we have, another task. So I just wanted to show you the other task getting open. Here it got cancelled because of that config. Now 296. I will confirm warehouse task in background. Oh God, it's still cancelling because I think the tasks were created. So I think we'll have to test it for another delivery. So while I put it in staging, because at the config, you can see put away getting completed in staging only. We want to say that put away is not completed. Here, if you place the stock here, your put away is not completed. Put away will only get completed when you put it here. Okay. So let us test it again. Four zero four is the so here that carton is going. I think we sorted out the missing config. So now I have not changed the carton into two separate Euro pallets. Okay. So here we have one HU. Okay. So that HU is first going into, as per the config, the HU is first going into the staging bin. Okay. Then it is going to the destination bin. So if you look at the HU this time, since we sorted the config, it is having um, two HUs in that fire basket. Okay. So let us try now. Let us confirm this put away internal movement first, and then we'll confirm the put away. Confirm whereas task in background. Oh God, it's still cancelling. Just give me a minute. I think somewhere we are going wrong with some setting. Let me check the process time. Should not impact. Okay, for some reason it is failing. I'll check this offline. Yeah, we just want this task to be open so that we can do the put away into destination bin, but it's not working that way. So task from 8001 task into destination 8001 should go via staging. It goes to staging. Then from staging, next task gets cancelled. Okay. Okay, let me test this with some ad hoc movements. So the same thing, we'll try to test it with ad hoc. Let us say we move some stock, from any other bin into this storage type. Okay, so let us try with the internal movement. Looks like we don't have much stock of this product. Okay, so some stocks are being kept in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this to some bin. Let's say I move it to storage type 030. Anywhere I will move it. Let's say I move it to 8030. Confirm the movement for it to save. So let's say I'm ad hoc moving it. This is ad hoc movement to the packing area. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to test this whether when I bring the stock from the packing area back to this, it should go via the staging. So I'm just checking the LOSC with internal movements. Okay, so this is an internal movement. This is not inbound or outbound. And I'm saying create a task in 8001 with storage type 9999. So system created two tasks. Okay, so let us observe the two tasks here for internal movements. Okay, let me keep okay, only the open task I want to see, open and hold task for this handling unit. So you can see two tasks are created. First task will take the handling unit to staging, and second to the destination bin. So now let me confirm the first task. Again, its aim will be to see the status getting changed. Confirm warehouse task in background. So here you can see the task is gone and the next task, the status has changed to B. Okay, so now if you see the handling unit is in the staging bin. So I think it is working well with internals, but I think somewhere inbound it is. So you can see now it is lying in the staging bin. Okay. Now what I will see is I'll confirm the other task. So other task has become open now. Okay, the task to send it to bin, staging, source bin, destination is test one. Okay, so this one I will confirm warehouse task in background, and it will now get placed into test one bin. See, the stock is into test one bin. Okay, let us do a quick test with a part which is in 8004, and we'll move it to somewhere, and we'll see when we move it back here, it comes via this, sorry, whenever we move the stock out of 8004, what we are saying is anything which comes into this should come via this. Now we'll test the other way. Anything which is going out of this should go via this. Okay. So let us now test for our finished goods also. Our finished good is T-F100. So currently we have the stock in 8004, and now what I will doing is I will try to move it out of the storage type. So what we are saying is whenever it goes out, this is ad hoc moment, right? So whenever it goes out, I am creating a task. So I'm putting it into a packing area, okay, to do some repacking. So again, you can see two tasks getting created. So let us go into the monitor and just make a note of those tasks. So whenever I'm removing stock from 8004, it should stage into the bin of 80P4. Yeah. So again, we see the task here for the HU, which are open and which are in waiting status. So you can see the first one is in open status. Always LOSC will create two tasks, one in waiting and one open. Okay. So open will be to place it into the staging. Okay. And once you place it into staging, the next task will get open, status becomes open, and you can then place the stock into your destination, that is packing. So in the first case, while doing put away, while doing placing the stock in the bin, we put LOSC, okay. While in the second case, while removing the stock from a storage type, we put LOSC. This is during put away, putting the stock in the bin. This is during removing the stock from a bin. In your business requirements, you can have same control whenever a stock is being placed into and whenever the stock is removed from a storage type. So wherever you implement this scenario for your customer, it's not necessary that you can have either during put away LOSC or either during removal. You can also have it for both. I can say whenever the stock is put away into this bin, it should come into by 8001014. I can also say whenever the stock is being removed from 8001, should come from this bin. So it's simply that table, you say whenever the stock is being picked or removed, it should go via staging. Okay. So you can also have stock LOSC here saying that during stock put away also it should come via this. Okay. Here also we can say always stock during put away it gets staged here. Okay. From removal also it should also get staged. Okay. So I confirm this task now, and you can see the handler unit, it's into the staging bin. I'm sorry, it's not the handler unit. The handler unit is 160. So since there is no LFC, I'll move the stock back into the storage type, okay, into 8001 now, sorry, 8004 now. From packing, so it is not going to do a LOSC because during put away I have said that just create one task, no LOSC. So you can see only one task is created for the HU. There is no staging here. Okay. So see, only one task is created during putting the stock in the storage type. So just trying to bring the stock back to the storage type from where we picked, from 8004. Okay. And here I say confirm whereas task in. That's it, done. The handling unit is back. So is it clear? We have to read the storage control. Any questions? or anything which looks unclear. It is pretty straightforward, isn't it? I'm pretty surprised with the task getting cancelled for inbound. Let me do a quick test. Should not work. So here we are saying only destination. We can also say wherever the stock is placed into 8001, it should get staged from here. So whatever settings you do accordingly, it gets staged. I don't know whether you make a note of the one task gets created. The task to the staging gets created with this process type. So out of those two tasks, one of the tasks, I think um, the task to staging during picking goes to via 8030. Sorry, using 3030 process type. Okay. 405. Let me do it in single level. I'm not sure whether that's the reason, but let me try. So we have two examples to test them. I'm removing from carton and deleting carton, only keeping it in wire basket. I do the good receipt. I will create the task now. So 4 tasks are created. Let us see, it is still cancelling because the one is in waiting. So you can see the first task, it is in 3030 process type, the one which we maintain. So the stock from GR zone to staging, it's doing 3030. No, it's still cancelling. Okay, I'll check that offline. Some config seems to be going wrong, so try to sort it for you. So any questions on LOFC? Alright, so I think here we complete our week 5 sessions. Okay, so next I think I don't want to start week 6 today, because week 6 we start with I think warehouse order creation rule. So I don't want to start that topic today, but just we'll do a brief overview of what's going to come next week sessions. So in week 6 we are going to cover the major topic which we are going to cover is warehouse order creation rule. We have already discussed product task and handleable task. I have moved these two topics to week 1 when we initially because the topic have a lot of role to play with inbound. So I had shifted to inbound, and we have been creating handling and product tasks right from our week 3. So just wanted to give you the introduction well in advance. So I have moved these two topics to week 1, or sorry, week 3. Then the topics which we are going to cover in week 6 major is warehouse order creation rule. This is a very important topic and very important concept. where we group warehouse tasks, into warehouse orders. You might have heard me using warehouse order creation rule during, POSC setting, process oriented storage control that we tested last week, where we did pick, pack, stage, load. So how that process was assigned, we assigned it to the creation rule. So I told you that, the task when they are created, they go through back box, and, they are grouped together. Okay, so let's say whenever we do picking, we have, let's say 100 tasks. Okay, let's take a smaller example. Let's say we have 10 tasks. Now how many tasks are grouped together into order? Let's say all 10 are grouped together into one order. Okay, or we want to group it into 5 5. Okay, so it depends on, the subset you want, the grouping you want. See, your grouping will depend on how much task your resource can handle. So, you know if it is handled through bigger forklifts, then you may go with all 10 into one. If it is handled with, manually, you may go saying that, you know let's say one task one order or two tasks one order. Okay, so, depending on your rules that you will set here. Okay, these are basically rules or strategies that you set. So sometimes you may set based on, how much, based on, the equipments that are being used for doing the movement, how much they can carry, how much task they can carry, how big they are, and how is the product structure. If it is a small product, then, all 10 can be carried in one go manually also. Okay, then this is very basic influencing factor, on your material handling equipment, how much task or how many products you can use. So we have already seen, warehouse order. It's basically assigned to a resource. So I'm doing an order. So how many tasks in that order? I have to do them all together at once. Okay. So let's say my order has 5 tasks. I have to pick all the 5 items together, or I have to put away all the 5 items together. Okay. So order gets assigned to a resource. The main use of order is grouping of tasks. See, this order was not there in WM. Okay, now it's in EWM. And the main thing what we are going to control is how we can, through our config, what we'll test maybe tomorrow we'll start testing is how this task, they are grouped together, you know. So we'll maintain some config, and then we'll see, one task, one order, or two tasks, three tasks, one order. Okay, and we'll see what the impact, what happens when a user confirms to task on RF with just one task, or, more than one task. So in continuation to that, there is a process called pick, pack, and pass. Okay, which uses your warehouse order creation rule. We'll go through that process. So creation rule, basically your warehouse orders any task in EWM, you know it's it's uh, it's not um, it's not only a task. It always has a warehouse order associated with it. Okay, so here you can see a warehouse order. Okay. So you can see this is the warehouse order and this is the rule. You remember we had created a rule OUTB something for our pick, pack, staging and loading process, the POC process. Now we just created a dummy creation rule. I told you to park creation rule, and now we are going to see how this creation rule controls how many tasks you are going to assign. Okay, so here, let's say there are 2 tasks. So we control how this task gets created, or they have been moved, and so okay. Mm. So next week, or probably from tomorrow, we'll start doing the creation rule. Then we are going to discuss about internals. See, we have been doing a lot of ad hoc movements, right? ADHU, AD prod. Now, apart from that, internal has, even Tabriz was asking me about some of these topics, so here they are. We are going to do replenishment, posting change, stock transfer, rearrangement. So your internal processes are basically comprising of these 5 topics. So how do we, do a posting change? How we change the stock type from unrestricted to block quality? So on the go, how do we change it? I think we have seen the transaction, but we'll do a quick recap. Then in EWM, replenishment, or in any warehousing system, replenishment is a very core process for internal. So we have different types of replenishment processes. So for our warehouse also, we are going to quickly test one replenishment process from maybe 8, whenever we bring the stock, we put it here, and then we are going to replenish it to 8005. So that process we are going to, test for our warehouse layout also. So we have defined the master data. Only thing is we need to test it. Then rearrangement is something like we did the slotting. It's a extension of the slotting concept that we have done. And then internal unit 10 and unit 11 are basically the um, internal warehouse process. So we are going to talk about physical inventory. There are different kinds of physical inventory procedures. We are going to test 2 or 3 physical inventory procedures. Okay. So we'll be, maybe stop here. Not going to creation rule, and we'll start tomorrow with creation rule. But just in our back of the mind, we know what is warehouse order. Okay. Warehouse order, it's grouping of tasks, and then for the purpose of execution, so whenever a resource is being assigned to a task, he is basically getting assigned to an order. Okay, and so all the tasks within that order has to be, carried out by that particular user. Okay. So whenever we go into again, important point which we have been discussing again and again, is queues. Before you work on RF, we need to do configuration of queues and make sure our tasks are getting assigned to queues. Okay, so whereas orders are being assigned to resource, so I am executing a task. So on a forklift, you can see the resource coming up here. So resource that we enter here, okay, FLT1, and then you select a warehouse order, or you select a HU accordingly. Your order gets selected. So I'm just assigning it to queue. So task status also, are very important. We saw task with waiting, we saw task with A, which is cancelled, C, which is confirmed, B, which is waiting. There's another status called D, which means the task is in progress. Okay. So here you can see, I'm just trying to confirm this task. So I've just entered the order. So you can see it is in process, and just wanted to show you the status for this task. So I scan the pin, and then it's confirmed. Okay, so the verification is done in that way. So you can see this task is now in process. What is, I think I have confirmed the wrong task. Let's say. Okay, this is the correct one. Sample takes it taken from GR zone. And putting it into staging. So this is in progress. You can see my resource which I was entering on RF, it has come over here. Okay, and then I think if you see here, if you refresh it, you can see um, task. It has confirmed, the same task. I mean, this is again, on RF. Whenever I think we have done this on RF, you can see the two tasks are getting created here. The same task of 294 has been split into two. One task, it is taken on the resource. So first screen when you confirm, the task has gone onto the resource. Okay, and the second screen is still open. So 294, the first task, a task when you do it on RF, you take it from GR zone to the forklift. So when I scan the source pin, it went onto the forklift. Now when I'm putting it to staging, then it is coming from forklift, okay, to the destination bin, that is staging. So whenever we execute task on RF, I think we have already discussed this, it goes into two steps. So same thing is happening over here, it is going to staging, and this is the storage. So task is confirmed. So order is very important. You assign an order, that's what I want to say. You assign an order to a particular resource. You do it on RF, your task gets split into two. Okay. So first screen you confirm, you take the order from your source, bin, put it onto the forklift, and then from forklift FLT1 it goes to your destination. So it gets split into two. Okay. So your task got confirmed now. Okay. So okay, now it is, I think, kind of working well. So here you see, it's confirmed. Then system has created a next task to move it from staging to the destination. And so I think we have sorted the config now. So this HU which I just taken, it has moved the stop to staging. Now we'll go and confirm the next task to move it from staging to the destination. So it is going from moving from staging to the destination. So this is again inbound, yeah. So queue has come fine. Okay. So I can go via queue and search this order. And then I can also directly enter the order, or I can go like this, selection by queue, whichever way it is possible. So there are some more previous handling units which are pending in the queue. So that's why I'm just going and selecting by warehouse order. So it is allowing me to go and select my order. We can also select tasks by handling unit also, right? So if we know the handling unit, we can enter. System will give us the open task on that handling unit. So different ways of doing it on RF. So why I'm also discussing RF is because warehouse order creation rule basically has a lot of the grouping of warehouse order creation rule. It's basically due to we need to do it on the RF, right? The task execution is on RF. So the need for creating a rule is basically we want to control how many tasks are grouped together. So in desktop we can directly confirm here, all tasks get confirmed, but the main idea of using creation rule or warehouse order is for the way it gets executed on the RF. Okay, so an RF resource has two tasks, so he will guide, his system will ask him to automatically pick two tasks. Okay, so warehouse order creation rule or warehouse orders basically are designed for execution on RF. Okay, so if there were two tasks, I would have pick this from 301, then system would have asked me to pick the next one. Okay, otherwise if here it is just one task, so it is telling me to directly go and put it into destination bin. So depending on the number of tasks you have, system guides you, here system is guiding me to put it in just one stroke into the destination. Okay, so here we can see the warehouse task getting confirmed 293. Again 293 got divided into two. One because on the RF gun, we got first went onto the forklift and then from forklift to the destination storage time. Okay, so now I think our POC, LOC also work for inbound. So this was forklift confirmed. So this is the order, So creation rule tomorrow we are going to see, and we are going to see the impact, how we group, and then we are going to test the task on the RF gun. And if there are more than one task, how the gun works. Okay, and if there is just one task, we just saw, just fix it, put it in your destination. But there are more than one task, pick the task, pick the task, pick the task, then take all the 3 or 4 tasks, 4 handling units that you have picked it, and then go to the destination. So you can imagine visually, in our layout, if I have to pick 5 handling units together, so one order will have 5 handling units, 5 tasks. Pick one task, pick one handling unit, pick second, pick third, pick fourth, pick fifth. Then go into the destination and place them. Okay, if one task, one order to pick, put away, pick, put away, pick, put away. But for optimization, if your material handling equipment can carry more, then it's better idea is to pick more in number and then go in destination and put it. Okay, so this warehouse order creation is not only for picking, it can also be used for put away. One handling unit, put one. Rule will do one handling unit, put one, or group lot of handling units, okay, based on a rule, and then pick one, pick two, pick three, pick four, and then all of them belong to one order, so system will automatically add you to pick all 4 together, and then go in destination, pick first, place second, place first, place second, place third, place fourth. Okay, so this is just a recap on warehouse orders that we have been discussing in RF. Okay, and today we completed LOSC and week 5 topics. So based on this, we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, so now we have in the back of our mind, what is warehouse order and how warehouse orders are executed on the gun. So tomorrow we'll see what logic system goes through. There is a group of a sequence of action that it goes through before the order gets assigned. Okay, so we'll stop here today. Any questions before we end for today? Okay, all right. So we'll meet again tomorrow. If no further questions, if you still have any questions, you can email me, and we'll continue tomorrow from where we have stopped today. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rohan. Bye.